I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching this truth according to the Bible. Right now, I'm going to do a quick review on after camp on Saturday. Me and Ak, we went to go see that movie, Sinners. Okay, and in my opinion, it was a really good movie. It was really, you could clearly see that it was a spiritual movie, right? And it was one of those films where you could tell that Esau was really trying to push the spiritual aspect of Jake, okay, like he does in a lot of movies, okay. But in this one, in particular, I quite enjoyed this movie because there was an element of a lot of the topics that we cover, okay, in a lot of our videos, especially the topic of Israelite foreigners or the speckled bird, okay. And you could tell that in this movie the speckled bird was very much present, right, with the white chick that was in love with one of the brothers, okay. And I made a comment on Elder Malcolm's video. The reason I went to see it is because Elder Malcolm suggested the movie, and I do suggest the movie. Okay, I suggest everybody see it. Now, let me make this point, bring up the precepts that I had in mind. Okay, I made this comment on Elder Malcolm's video. All right, and this won't be too long. I just want to go over my thoughts. Right, I had these precepts lined up. Okay, and I'll just read this comment, and it says, "Shalom, Elder. I saw the movie last night. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai was hitting me with verses or precepts the whole way through, and he was like, as I was watching the movie, I couldn't help but, all the precepts that were going through my mind, it was just like a machine gun of precepts just going through and through and through, and this movie, like I said, is very spiritual, but I just listed off a few. Okay, and that first one is going to be Ecclesiastes 12:10, where it says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." And I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody, but this is one of the first topics, one of the first precepts that came to my mind when I was watching this movie, because of what this one of the main characters did, particularly in the beginning. All right, and that got everybody fucked up. Okay, I won't say too much on the movie in case somebody wants to go see it, but yeah, you got to be careful, man. Like our enemies are everywhere. Okay, and they present themselves as our friends at first. They present themselves, as angel of light or something to that effect. Okay. Now let me read the next three, okay? And then I went straight to Habakkuk 2:5, where it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." And that was a major topic in the movie as well, with the main bad guy. He was insatiably gathering people to his little cult, his little family is what they were calling it. But yeah, a lot of times when you watch these kind of movies, the devil, okay, the devil, which was the main bad guy, he presented his reasoning as some a togetherness, a family, a unified state of mind, okay, while he was turning people, right? And then everybody he turned, they turned more people, and they came under the same doctrine or the same mindset, same spirit, right? And that reminded me a lot of what goes on in the Christian church, man. That whole doctrine of love and coming together and being a family and everybody's accepted and all of that. That is exactly what goes on in the congregation of the dead, okay? Which is my next verse, Proverbs 21 and 16, where it says, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." And that was a major theme in the movie as well. As people started to turn, you could see that, they were the same people. They looked the same, right? They looked just like you would imagine them to look, but there was something off about them. There was something different about their countenance. There was something different about the way that they were speaking and talking, and the way they looked. Okay, their mannerisms, right? These people represented the people that were getting turned and getting brought into this guy's his family per se. They were they represent the people that Christianity or these other philosophies take hold of, and they wander out of the way of understanding, and they become part of the dead, right? They're known as dead, okay, and not knowing who you are as an Israelite means that you're dead, okay. Let me get this one, Ezekiel 35 and 6. "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood," and blood was a major part used in this movie. Blood was everywhere. Okay, as you might imagine with a lot of these vampire, monster movies. Okay, and it's not like a lot of these vampire movies. This was actually a good one, right? It was actually a really good one. So, a lot of these movies got blood all over the place, and this is one of them, right? But it was actually really a really good well put together movie. And I think if you look at the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, it got 98%. Okay, 98% of Rotten Tomatoes is really good. Okay, and it's only what is today? The 20th. Today is the 21st. So it's only a few days old, man. It's only been out for a few days. Okay, and it's already doing really well, and it's breaking box office records and all that. So yeah, like it says, "I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." And the theme of Esau being the devil, and him being bloodthirsty, that was a common theme. And we know the precepts of Esau. What's going to happen to him because of what he has done to the children of Israel and to the innocents. Okay, so that's my review, right? That's my review of this movie, and I do recommend that people go watch it. All right, and keep in mind while you're watching it the entire time, all the precepts. If you're part of this truth and you're sincere, and the Lord is working with you through the Ruach Kodash, keep in mind all the precepts that come into your head, because this is one of those movies that does have a lot of spiritual meaning to it. Okay, but like I said, I'm gonna keep this one short. We'll move on to the next one. All right, so I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching this truth according to the Bible. Shalom and Abba Babal.